everybody? This is Brian.
And I'm Logan. And this is Tops.
Sup?
These bottoms. Sup? Whoa, whoa. And this is Triple. Sup? Avocado. It's not dead? Wow. And we're Crush Cards. Hi, team. Happy Wednesday, my wacky dragons. Guess what? Zach's not dead. We fixed it. Don't worry, all 12 of you Dragon Link players that are now left.
So as you guys may know, the ban list is officially out, and it did make the generation of combo decks from last format a little bit less degenerate. So we decided we were going to revisit one of those top tier decks and just showcase how playable the deck still is. Realistically, a hit like Link Cross doesn't actually make combo decks unplayable. It just makes them a little bit less resilient to hand traps. However, now that the format has changed, people's hand trap count and lineup has also changed. So we tried to build this deck to not only be able to go first and second, but also to be able to play through interruption while still showcasing what Dragon Link is always known to do, which is set up huge boards and just not let your opponent play.
And we all know how good that feels. Sorry.
So let's not waste any time and let's hop right back into this tier 1 deck. Before we get into that though, if you guys are not already a subscriber, feel free to go down, hit that subscribe button, throw this video a like, and comment which version of VFD Turbo you guys are excited to play for this format.
And if you're not playing VFD Turbo, let me know what sick rogue deck you're playing. We also have an Instagram. It's at CrushCardsYGO. We're on there all the time. Come say hi. We literally just want to talk to you. We also have a super wholesome Discord community. It's absolutely bopping. I love it to death. We have a lot of fun in there. My thesis is done, so now I'm going to be in the Discord a lot more often. And then last but not least, if you want to further support the channel, we have a Patreon. All the side decks go up there, bloopers at the end of the month. It's really fun. I've got some cool stuff planned for Patreon. But if not, that's okay. We're just happy you're here. All the links are in the description box down below. Also, feel free to check out Big 3 Deals for all your Sealed Yu-Gi-Oh product with the code CrushCards5. That'd be really cool. Thanks.
Alright, with all that said, let's get right into the deck. So starting off, we are still playing the triple copies of our Black Metal Dragon and then the 1 copy of Red MD.
Boo, he sucks now.
This is still one of your best starter cards and one of the best extenders because every time this card leaves the field and goes to the graveyard, you get to search any Red Eyes card from your deck to your hand. And then Red MD is only a once per turn now because they errated it, but we are playing the secret rare version instead of the errated version. Whenever it's special summon, you get to special summon a dragon from your graveyard back to your side of the field. And then we are still on the double copies of Star Liege Safer. This card is really, really good at 2. I know a lot of people have bumped this card up to 3, but we are still playing triple copies of Chaos Space plus all of our Chaos monsters, so we don't really want to brick on that. We also don't want to open too many normal summons. You're realistically just searching your white and your black dragon off of this. This puts a light in your graveyard so you can banish it, get your whole play starting. It's a good combo extender. It's also a very good play starter. It also has an additional effect where when this card is in your graveyard, you can banish this card. You can target a level 8 light or dark dragon monster in your graveyard and then add it back to your hand. So this helps you recycle your Chaos Dragon Legionnaire as well. And then moving off into our now extensive Rokket package, we are playing double copies of Absa Router Dragon, double copies of Rokket Tracer, the 1 copy of Magna Rokket Dragon, and then the 1 Rokket Recharger, and then the 1 Rokket Synchron.
Holy moly, so many rockets. We're going to space.
So the new inclusion are the 2 Absa Router and then the 1 Rokket Synchron. Absa Router is just a really, really good extender. You can honestly just play this card at 1 if you want, but in testing, the 2 has come up quite a few times. It has 2 effects where if you control a Rokket monster, you can special summon it from your hand. So it's a free body, and then whenever this card hits the graveyard, it can either be from your hand, your field, from your deck. You get to search any Rokket monster directly from your deck to your hand. So this helps you get access to your Rokket Tracer, so you don't have to search it off of your Omni Dragon Brotar anymore. And then the Magna Rokket Dragon is honestly just another Rokket name. Rokket Recharger is probably one of the best extenders in this deck because if a dark monster you control that was special summoned from the extra deck is destroyed by battle or card effect, you can send this card from your hand or field to the graveyard and then target one of those destroyed monsters. Special summon 1 dark monster from your graveyard with a different original name than the targeted monster. So as convoluted as that sounds, realistically what it says is if a dark monster you control is destroyed, you can discard this card and then special summon a different monster that wasn't the destroyed monster. So this just helps you kind of like replenish some of your resources and also just get extenders onto the field. And then we are playing the 1 copy of Rokket Synchron because not only is it a tuner, it's a level 1 and it's our target for Needle Fiber.
Man, this deck just has mixed rarity written all over it. Man, they really went all out with this one.
Yeah, I don't know why they never like bumped any of these cards up, but it is what it is. And then obviously Rokket Tracer is the best Rokket card in the deck because it is a quick effect to pop any face-up card on your side of the field and then special summon a Rokket from your deck. The only stipulation is that after that resolves, you can only special summon dark monsters from your extra deck.
Wow.
I was messing around with playing Rokket Tracer at 3, but realistically, if you're having to play Rokket Tracer at 3 and you need 3 copies turn 1 or turn 2, you're kinda already so far behind that it doesn't really matter. So manage your resources and just make sure that you're playing the deck at a speed at which you're comfortable with and not going through everything turn 1. And then moving off into our Baby Dragon extenders, we are playing the 1 copy of Omni Dragon Brotar. This card's insane. The 1 copy of White and Black Dragon, and then our 1 copy of Crusadia Draco. Yes, we did decide to go back to the old version of Dragon Link. For anyone who is not familiar with that version, do not worry, we will be showcasing the combo at the end. But Omni Dragon Brotar is probably one of the best search cards in the entire game because whenever it is special summon, you can target any monster on the field and then discard a card, search the targeted monster from your deck to your hand with the same type and attribute, which is realistically in this deck just dark dragons. White and black dragon are just super self-explanatory, and then the Crusadia Draco is a level 4 dragon monster that special summons itself to an arrow. It's just a really good free extender, and it's part of our VFD combo. Then moving off into our big dragons, we are playing the 1 copy of Tempest Dragon Ruler of Storms and our 1 copy of Chaos Dragon Levianeer. Tempest is a really good extender, but we're not really using it for its summon effect. We're typically just using it to banish it from our deck so that we can search any wind dragon monster from our deck to our hand. So pretty cool that this is searchable now. Chaos Dragon Levianeer, obviously everyone knows what this card does. It's a free extender. It rips cards out of your opponent's hand. It's a level 8. Like, this card is just really, really good. And for what it's worth, just to note, this is a 7, this is an 8. We are playing the Rokket Synchron, which is a level 1 tuner. So even if you can't make your Savage off of the Rokket Tracer, you can always make it off of this in the Rokket Synchron. And then if you're trying to make level 9s, you can always use this in the Rokket Synchron as well. So just good to note, if you do get stopped throughout your combo line, it's good to note that we can still make our synchro plays without having the Rokket Tracer access. And then for probably the best extender in the deck, we are playing triple copies of Noctovision Dragon. I don't know how this card is still just a common. This card is insane. Yeah, this card's really, really good.
He kind of looks like an anteater a little bit. He's got like ears and a little snout. I don't know. If you ever looked at Noctovision Dragon, I recommend looking at him. He's kind of adorable.
But this card is probably the best extender in the deck because what it says is if a dark dragon monster is special summoned to your side of the field, you can special summon this card from your hand. And then the other effect is when this card is used for a link summon, you draw a card. So not only does this card chain block, this card replaces itself. It's a free body. It draws you a card. I mean, yeah, like this card is just super good. It's one of the best extenders in the deck. A lot of people have played this card at 1, 2, 3. I think with the new Dragon Link variant, you want to keep hand advantage. So playing this at 3 to draw cards and continually special summon this every single turn is a really, really good option.
Okay, but just look at him. Do you not see like a little anteater guy? Like, am I the only one? Someone.
Those are like goggles.
He's kind of cute. It's because he's got Noctovision. Come on, man.
Also a level 7 too, so we can also make our synchro plays that way.
Wow.
And then moving into our hand trap lineup, this is honestly just kind of format dependent, but we did allow 6 slots. Right now we are main decking Ash Blossom because it's just the most generic, and we're main decking triple copies of Artifact Lancia. The 2 best decks right now are probably Virtual World and Drytron. Virtual World came out of Phantom Rage, and Drytron is coming out tomorrow in Genesis Impact. We'll be doing an entire opening on the channel for that tomorrow, and we're doing a case opening early next week, so make sure you stay tuned for that.
We'll also be doing some giveaways too, so make sure you're here tomorrow for the opening because we always do a box giveaway because you deserve it. It's been a rough semester and year.
And if you're looking to pick up any sealed product, we have a discount code. The link is in the description box down below. Feel free to check out big3deals.com. Use the code CrushCards5 and you get the most competitive prices on the market. They do sealed boxes, they do full cases.
And they're starting to introduce other just supply stuff too, like deck boxes, sleeves, and all that. So keep an eye out, and it just helps support the channel, helps support some really good people. So if you do that, thanks. If not, click the link anyway and go check it out.
So back to our hand traps. Lancia is really, really good because it's literally just like an FTK against Virtual World. And the reason we decided to main deck Lancia as opposed to like anything else is Lancia is also a light monster, so it's good for your chaos space. It also stops your dinosaur matchup. It also stops the Eldritch matchup. It's just really, really good and versatile in every single matchup right now that seems to be meta. So while the meta unfolds, it's just a really, really good hand trap. Ash is also just super generic, but you could argue that this could be Droll instead because Droll is also an FTK against Drytron.
It really just depends on the matchup. The forehead can go if need be.
And if you guys are interested in what we are side decking, the side decks will all be on Patreon. The links are in the description box down below.
Ho, ho, ho.
Thanks, bud.
Anytime.
And then moving on for the last monsters in the deck we are playing.
Oh, we're playing Dragoon. What a creative and insightful addition to the deck. Who would have thought?
I will say, I do think a lot of combo decks are going to kind of go this route. Now that Link Cross is banned, you don't have access to the Metal Marcher, you don't have access to the Herald, so putting up another Omni Negate that's like, I don't know, 3k, can't be targeted, becomes 4k, like pops monsters, burns your opponent, that might be a little bit better than Herald anyways.
I just think it's hilarious that it's 2020, almost 2021, and people have to play Red Eyes and Dark Magician in their main deck just to make a boss monster in their extra deck. I think it's hysterical.
It is good to note too, like if you do not think you're gonna need the Dragoon package, or you don't think you're gonna make Dragoon that game, or you just want an additional card in your hand to kind of feel things out, if you special summon the Black Metal Dragon back to your field for like a second time and it leaves the field, you can search the Red Eyes to have hand advantage. So kind of cool to note. It doesn't come up a lot, but it is something that you should just be aware of if you do need like an additional card to discard.
And then you can tribute summon for your Red Eyes Black Dragon, and then you can just normal summon your Dark Magician and attack directly for game.
And moving off into the spells, we're playing the one copy of Red Eyes Fusion.
Oh, no way.
This is super rare too, because it's like, you know, really, it's actually really good. Like, this card looks really nice. All right, moving on. And then we're playing triple copies of Chaos Space. This is probably the best card in the deck, to be completely honest. This card is insane. This card says, send one light or dark monster from your hand to the graveyard, and then add one light or dark monster that cannot be normal summon or set from your deck to your hand with a level from 4 to 8 and a different attribute than the monster that you discarded. This just searches your white or your black dragon while putting a dark or light monster into your graveyard, so you have material to banish. It also has the additional effect where you can banish this card and then send any of your banished light or dark monsters that cannot be normal summon / set to the bottom of your deck and then draw an additional card. And once again, just really good to note that cards that can't be normal summon / set are link monsters. So if you like banished a striker dragon, you could put the striker dragon back to get more resources and draw a card.
Amazing.
Yeah, this is the best card in the deck, hands down. And then for the second best card in the deck, we are playing triple copies of World Legacy Guard Dragon.
Secret Rares look so good. LP's not dead. Don't worry, LP. We're gonna scoot you.
This card is literally just Monster Reborn for any level 4 or lower dragon type monster, and as Logan said, it does allow you to move any dragon monster on your field into a main monster zone that is not the one it's currently in. So this card is just insane. It's literally a double extender. I've seen a lot of people play 2 World Legacy Guard Dragons and 1 Monster Reborn. I think that is super incorrect. I would rather see 2 of this than none of this. Like, this card is absolutely ridiculous. And for what it's worth, it's also a free face-up continuous spell, so you don't have to pop your Boot Sector launch off of your Rokket Tracer, so you can continually reuse that effect as well. And then for a card that we are honestly genuinely shocked did not get hit on the ban list, triple copies of Quick Launch. This card is gross. This card is literally e-tailing.
It's ridiculous. He quick launched before they could hit him on the list. He's so quick. Woke up. My jokes aren't the best.
This card is not a hard once per turn. Special summon any Rokket monster from your deck, but it has to be destroyed during the end phase. Doesn't matter. It's not staying on field. You're literally just gonna.
It's so ridiculous.
Just gonna link it away.
That card literally says special summon from the deck. I don't understand.
Yeah, and it's once again not a hard once per turn. You can open all 3 of these and like combo for free. This card's nuts. And then for the last 2 cards in the main deck, we are playing 2 field spells. We are playing the 1 copy of Boot Sector Launch because it is all that you need. You do not need more than 1. And then we are playing the 1 copy of Dragon's Ravine. Dragon's Ravine is now searchable in the deck. We are not playing the Phalanx combo. For anyone who may have realized that, we do play Needle Fiber, but you don't actually need Needle Fiber for like half of your plays.
You don't actually needle fiber.
For anyone who doesn't know, Boot Sector Launch literally says special summon Rokket monsters from your hand, and then Dragon's Ravine is Foolish Burial, but you just have to discard a card. It's like, it's super free. Moving on to the extra deck. We are playing double copies of Striker Dragon. This card is absolutely mandatory at 2. I want to play this card at 3, but there is literally no room. So the cool interaction with this card is you can target the Rokket Recharger in your graveyard, pop this, add the Recharger back to your hand, and then that'll trigger the Recharger where you can discard it and just get any monster back to your side of the field. So really, really good. Turns 2, turns 3, you can always just get back your red MD and then special an additional card, so it's like a +1. And then obviously on summon this card searches you your Boot Sector Launch. Now we're playing. Wow.
I don't know if it's Stockholm Syndrome or what, but like the more I look at LP and off screen, I was just looking at LP, I'm like, LP's kind of cute. Like, I don't know, the longer LP stays around, the more I'm like, hey little buddy. He's just excited. He's like, I'm LP. And then there's Pissy. Rip Aggravain.
I think we can just, you know, get over LP. I think he's fine. And then we are playing one of the best extenders in the extra deck, which is Dill, the Lingerous Dragon. This takes 2 Dark Dragon monsters, and then the only reason that we play this is because if we can't get the Pisty and LP off the field, we can just link them off the field into this guy, and then whenever a Rokket monster is special summoned while this card is in your graveyard, you special summon it back. You just banish it when it leaves the field. So it's a double extender. Really, really good card. Link 2 brings itself back, like it just gets you free material. Still playing the 1 Heraldic Seal. This card's gross. This card's really, really good. This card just bounces stuff on activation. Like, this card's nutty. And if you tribute this card, you get to special summon any dragon from your deck. This card's just so good. A lot of people I've seen have gone back to the Amorphage lock. I don't feel like that's really the smartest thing in the world because the deck's already at, I think, 41, maybe even 42. So to play an additional card like that that's kind of a brick, it's just like, it's not really worth it. If you set up your board correctly and you do play the game in a way that's the most advantageous to you, you don't need that extra deck lock regardless. So Sporadic Seal is a really, really good card. It's really good interruption and it's super free to make in the deck. And then we are playing the 1 copy of Dragoon Knight Romulus. This card is still the same exact function. You just are not searching your Divine Lance. Now you're just searching Dragon's Ravine. Really, really good card. Free arrows, 2 dragons. This card's just nutty. Oh boy. This card is going to become a problem if it's not already a problem, but like every combo deck that now is not playing Link Cross is just going to replace the Link Cross and the Metal Marcher with this in Dragoon. So might as well just get that out of the way.
Pay to get Dragoon.
There he is.
Oh, look, speak of the devil and he shall arrive.
Back to Links, we're playing the 1 copy of Needle Fiber.
Soup! Oh man, these last 3 cards are just hot topics for everybody. Everyone's like, oh, I hate that card. Oh, that card sucks. Oh my god, Needles, I hate Soup. Well, Campbell's is here to tell you they don't care.
I mean, it's a good card. Like, we've got to play it. As I said before, we don't actually use this card in like half the combos, but we will showcase the 1 combo, hopefully, where we do use this to make VFD and just like set up 15 negates.
And honestly,
it's really good.
Like without Link Cross, this card isn't nearly as degenerate. So like, really leave Noodle alone.
Yeah, it really is fine.
Leave him alone.
Playing the 1 copy of Appaloosa Bow of the Goddess. Now that we are not playing.
She's so pretty.
Our copy of Herald of the Arclight, we still need something to stop hand traps, so this is like our 5th, 6th, 7th summon, whatever you want to call it. This card's just really free.
And we're playing the bear version.
Secret bear version.
Secret bear.
Cute. And then moving off into our synchros, we are playing the 1 copy of Warlord Savage Dragon. This card literally needs no explanation. And then the 1 copy of Aragonus Croco Dragon Arcathese.
Ah.
This card's an Omni Negate. This card says draw 2 cards, pop a card. It's a level 9. Like, it's just super free. And then the last cards in the extra deck, we are playing our Trishula, the Dragon of Icy Imprisonment, and everybody's favorite.
Wow, these are 2 really interactive cards.
Trishula is probably one of the most broken cards in this deck. I honestly, like, I understand the Link Cross variant, but like, have you read this card? Like, I know the meme is like, have you read Miss? No,
have you read Trish?
Dude, Trish is nuts. Trish says that you can special summon this card from your extra deck by banishing 3 face-up monsters with different names. And then, if all 3 of them were dragon monsters, you get to banish 3 monsters face up. 1 from your opponent's extra deck, 1 from the top of your opponent's deck, and then 1 from your deck. You get to choose which cards you banish. So you banish Tempest, which just searches you your Draco, so you just literally replace a card. It banishes a card from your opponent's extra deck, and then it banishes the top card of your opponent's deck.
Gross.
So crazy. And then obviously BFD just says you can't play the game, so this card is insane. Oh, this is a level 9. Wow. Yeah, that's the main deck and the extra deck. Let's get into a test and a combo.
How fun.
All right, welcome to the combo section of the video where we're just gonna shuffle these up real quick, hopefully get them nice and mixed up, and attempt to showcase what this deck can still do post ban list. Now, this deck has a ton of different combo lines. There's so many things you can do. There's like 3 to 4 different combos. There's so many end boards you can end on. And once again, through interruption, it doesn't really matter because you can always just still end on like a Seal and a Dragoon. So once again, this deck is, I think this deck is a really, really top contender, even post ban list. So that being said, let's allow our opponent to cut the deck and see where we can go. All right, that should be good. We'll allow our opponent to cut.
Oh, thank you for allowing me.
We'll see Ash, Black Metal, Starliege, Nocto, and a Chaos Space. That's pretty good. All right, now we're gonna activate the Chaos Space, sending our Safer, searching our Black Dragon Collapse Serpent. Then we can special summon our Collapse Serpent by banishing our Starliege Safer, and then obviously we'll link into our Striker Dragon. So we have a ton of chain links here. Striker Dragon will be chain link 1, Black Dragon Collapse Serpent will be chain link 2, and then Nocto Vision will be chain link 3. So Nocto will summon, Black will search, and Striker Dragon will search as well. Now we're gonna link for 2 here into our Dragoon Knight Romulus, and of course Romulus will be chain link 1, Nocto Vision will be chain link 2. So Nocto will draw us a quick launch. And then we will search our Dragon's Ravine. Now we are going to special summon our White Dragon Wyverbuster by banishing the black. Really, really good. So many cards, it's hard to like organize all this stuff. And then we can activate our Quick Launch. Quick Launch will get us a Rokket Tracer directly from our deck to our side of the field. And before we go any farther, we just want an additional card. So we are going to banish the Chaos Space, putting the Black Dragon back on the bottom of our deck, allowing us to draw 1 card. It's another, not once per turn, Quick Launch. This card's gross, dude. All right, then we're gonna link. Here we'll make Fiber, and then we'll activate Fiber's effect. Fiber will get us our Rokket Synchron. And it doesn't really matter what order we go in, but we do need to get some cards set up. So the first thing we'll do now is we'll just activate our Dragon's Ravine, and then we will pitch the Ash. And because we already have access to a Rokket Tracer, we're just gonna send our Brotar to the graveyard instead. Now what we can do is we can link here into Appaloosa for 2.
Excuse me, that's not 2 dice that have the one side.
Well, that's okay.
That's not Konami policy, sir. I'm calling a judge.
And then we'll just link our Rokket Synchron into an LP here, which is pretty good because Appaloosa gives us 3 arrows. So LP can activate, summoning a Black Metal Dragon directly from our deck. And now, of course, we'll make Black Metal Dragon into our Pisty, and then Black Metal will trigger, search a red MD from our deck to our hand, and then we can activate the Pisty. Pisty can special summon our Omni Dragon Brotar, and then Brotar will activate. We'll just discard the copy of Black Metal that we don't need. We'll target any of the Dark Dragons on our field, and then we'll search our Chaos Dragon Levianeer. Now we can special summon our Chaos Dragon Levianeer by banishing the Black Metal we sent, a Noctovision, and a Striker Dragon. That will rip 1 card out of our opponent's hand, and now we can special summon the red MD by banishing either Pisty or LP. It doesn't really matter. So we'll just banish Pisty because, as Logan said, she likes LP more.
Yeah, LP. He's a good boy.
Then the red MD will activate. That will special summon our Rokket Tracer. And just once again, there's tons of ways to make this combo because we do have access to our level 8. We also have access to bringing back a level 1 instead. So there's tons of ways that you can honestly do this combo. This just draws you an additional card. So what we're going to do now is we are going to banish 3 monsters face up with different names. So we're going to banish an LP, a red MD, and a Chaos Dragon Levianeer. That'll special our Twist Fusion. What a cute little man's.
Yeah, he's real cute until he makes you really sad. Then it stops being cute.
Levianeer obviously will rip a card out of our opponent's hand, and then the Trish will activate because it was 3 different dragons. Trish will banish any card from our opponent's extra deck, the top card from our opponent's deck, and then we get to pick, banishing our Tempest Dragon, Ruler of Storms. Tempest will then activate, adding a Draco directly from our deck to our hand, and now we can special that Draco to an arrow that Appaloosa gives us, and now we have a 4 and 1 is 5, plus a 4 tuner is 9. This will summon our Ravenous Krokazor Archathes or Arcathes or however you want to pronounce the card. And then because that, we will draw 2 additional cards. That's really, really powerful. Wow. All right, so we actually want to keep the Boot Sector launch because it's a really good card, and the quick launch allows us to get additional advantage on our next turn as well. So what we are going to do is we're going to activate the World Legacy Card Dragon, specialing back our Rokket Tracer, and now we can overlay 2 level 9s for our True King of all Calamities. And now because our Rokket Tracer is on the field, we can activate it, popping our Dragon's Ravine, special summoning our Rokket Recharger. Now, a lot of people, honestly, will probably make Savage here. I think that's really incorrect because we know that we have 1 additional Rokket Tracer in our deck still, and we already drew the quick launch. Plus, if not, we also just have the Boot Sector launch to special back the Tracer from our graveyard, regardless if our opponent puts more cards on field. So we want to save the Savage for next turn. So what we're going to choose to do here is we're just going to go into our Predaplant, Verte, Anaconda, and now we will obviously activate the Verte. We'll pay 2,000, and then we'll send our Red Eyes Fusion along with our Dark Magician and our Red Eyes, summoning our Red Eyes Dark Dragoon. And this, we're just gonna move this down so it's a little bit more even. There we go. This will be our end board. We have an Appaloosa for 2. We have a Red Eyes Dark Dragoon, which is an Omni Negate, so if they try to do anything to get through our Calamities, we have that. Or if they monster negate anything with like a Gamma on the Calamities, we have the Appaloosa regardless. So we have Calamities, which basically just wins you the game. Pretty stinking strong. And then obviously, as I said before, we do have the quick launch, which will get us Savage on our next turn, which is more than enough to go in for game.
But that's it. I mean, I think this is pretty damn good for a deck that just suffered a really big hit. This seems really cool. We all know that like it's not like Tier 0 or as good as it was anymore in the last format. It's all VW and Drytron now. But this is still a really good deck for anyone who's really committed to it. Looking at you, Revs. But yeah, let us know what you guys think. Leave a comment, like the video, tell your friends, tell your dog. I don't know. We will be opening Genesis Impact tomorrow on the channel and be doing a box giveaway and be doing a case opening a box giveaway. So if you want to win a free box of Genesis Impact, don't worry. Just come hang out, watch, and we'll give you the hot instructions to get one. But we love you. You matter. Thanks for hanging out, team. Have a super duper Wednesday, you wacky, wonderful dragon.